everyone, dropping in for a quick one as I've been doing videos for the membership group. And okay, quick one. I just finished my whole webinar thing, and this is the first webinar I've ever hosted, and you're going to be invited at the end of this week, and it's going to be called How to Detoxify the Right Way. I'm going to give a 1 hour talk about that, give you all my tricks, my tips, my recipes for anyone who wants to join. Okay, so watch for that. That was the kind of commercial. Now, hey me, I'm Hilde Larsen. I just stepped in, yes, a little bit because I wanted to announce that, but also I wanted to give you a short update on my juice fast and tell you a little bit about the crap that's coming out without telling you everything, because I have like a really cool story that's going to come at the end. But the thing is this. This is day, I'm not even sure, 56 or 57? 56, maybe 57, I think, must be. And I mean, oh man, you're talking to a 12-year raw foodist. That's what I've been doing. And the last 6 years has been fruits for me. Now, don't you dare take that as being for my clients. No, I know a lot of people get scared. They're like, oh, no, we're not going to go near her. You know, she's going to make us all eat fruit. No, I'm a health and mindset coach. I work with people. I work with people like you to get to where you want to go. I don't put my diet onto you, but I will teach you how to do what you need to do if you need to do it. And if that's what you want to do, of course. I see what works and I see what doesn't work. But yeah, 6 years on fruits. So that has been quite a ride, right? I mean, and it's a long time. And we have this perception of, oh my God, Hilde, you must be so clean now. 6 years on fruits. And, you know, yeah, I mean, that's my diet. And do I still, you know, dig out some old crap? Heck yeah. I was just making a video for the March bundle called Retracing, which is like the coolest thing you'll ever experience. And if you don't know what that is, you might want to jump on and learn. Now, with my juice fasting, what I've seen is a couple of things. Number one is this. I don't want food. I never looked at food. I don't feel like food. I've even been cooking most of the time for my family. I completely disconnected. And you see this from someone that's connected to food as a source of, you know, embracing, or it could be for loneliness, it could be emotional eating, it could be social eating, you know, the fitting in. And if you can't do that, what they are doing, you get angry, or you feel small, or you feel like they, you know, you envy them. Why am I sick? And why am I doing this? Why am I detoxifying? Why aren't they? Look at them. Look at her. She's got all that beautiful hair and she's eating eggs and fish. And I mean, this is crazy how we look at others, and we see everything as coming from scarcity. You know, we're so sad about everything instead of seeing the opportunity in what we're doing. I mean, we are getting healthier, we're losing symptoms. And I know that you're following probably my YouTube channel that is growing with testimonials right now. And there will be more and more because people are just changing in their lives. We're not sitting at the end of the table crying because we can't have whatever is not good for our body. No, we're celebrating what we're eating. But the thing is, what I notice is that for so long we're attached to that, and we even believe and think, and I do see some value in this social when it comes to tradition, you know, and we kind of put it on that, like getting together around the table. Like, look at Italians. They, to me, seem like they eat all the time, and that gathering around food is their main way of gathering. Norwegians, not so much, mostly cup of coffee. You want a cup of coffee? You want a cup of coffee. Everybody wants a cup of coffee. You say no thank you to a cup of coffee, or just like not that social. I think it's getting better, but you get my drift. So that's one thing. That's when you're detached from that, you might think that that's a sad thing, because then you'd feel even more left out. Like, oh, I can't even feel that anymore. And it's a good thing to be feeling. No, it's not really a good thing to be feeling, you see. We think it is, but it's not us. It's away from us. We created this. Remember this. We created this. We created the attachment to food for being something that it's not. And if you think that you're going to miss out on anything from not eating what everybody else is eating, you're not. You're going to be so joyful in what you're doing and in feeling amazing and in feeling better every day that you're feeding yourself the food that you were designed to eat, that you won't even remember what it was like to want that. And that's what I'm experiencing. But it takes time, of course. But it's interesting to realize that after 56 days on just the juices, and you know which one I have with me always, right? I know. I should be like the poster woman for orange juice. That'd be something. Yeah. So after 56, 57 days, I'm not hungry. I don't crave food. I don't look at food as something that's going to feed me, because I feed me. My enthusiasm feeds me. Being content feeds me. Having energy feeds me. My juices are amazing. I look forward to every single one of them every single day. I've been drinking the same juices for 2 months, and then I never tire. It's not like I wake up in the morning and I say, oh my God, orange juice again? No. And you know what? People, they think everything is so variety. Let me tell you something about variety. If you're looking at fruits and vegetables and think it's boring, or you think you have little to look, little to go around to vary with, look at most people. Look at yourself. If you're still eating a diet, that consists of regular meat and potatoes, mostly we vary with like 6 or 7 dinners. We go through them. Breakfast, most people, same every day. Lunch, most people, 3 variations. Mostly the same thing. We don't vary that much, but what we do is freak out if we feel there's restriction. Because we want all the options. Even though we don't use them, we want them. And that's an emotional. Because all the possibilities in the world is there for you. Every one of them. Eating whatever you want is there for you. That is never taken away from you. This is just you choosing something else for a little while to see if you can't feel better. Because that's what's missing. We're not feeling sexy anymore. We're not feeling happy. I see very little enthusiasm when I walk the streets. I see very little happiness. I'm not saying there are not happy people on this earth, because there are a lot. And there are a lot of creative, amazing teachers, mentors, and people. Those are not the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about everyone else, which is probably 80%, if not even more. Walking around numbed down from being depressed over life in general. And then you talk about food. You talk about living amazing food, about changing your diet. And people freak out. Freak out. That's how sick we are. That's how we are clinging to food. The industry has made us cling to food. This is an addiction. This is a sugar addiction. This is a processed carbs addiction. That's what it is. Did you know that cheese actually had opiates in it? And they say that sugar is more addictive than any drug. So you can look at yourself too and say, do I allow myself to be addicted, or am I my own powerful being? It's about taking back your own power. That's where it's at. Okay, so I wanted to go to the emotional when it came to my juice fasting. Now, the one thing, like I said, was that I don't want any food. I've experienced some deep releases that I will talk about, which has been really cool because I wasn't expecting it. Some retracing, which has been cool, which I weren't expecting. Not that I was expecting anything, but, and you know what? I wasn't even expecting this juice fast because it wasn't planned in any way. It was just one day I felt I didn't want food that day, and then the next day I didn't want food. And now let's see how long it goes. Probably not too long because I'm going to be traveling to Florida. We'll see. I'm not going to bother, I'm not going to bore you with that. But the emotional, this is such a big one. You want to listen in for this. Now, when you're changing your diet, there's a lot of talk about mind over matter and that there is an emotion behind every illness. True and true, both true. Why am I talking so much about diet? It's the opening. It's the door opening. You're going into your own castle. You're taking away all the crap. You are decluttering your house. You're seeing clearly. You're taking up the shades. You're like, oh my freaking, oh, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm living. It smells here. I don't like this. You know, I need boundaries here. I need to move this out of the way. I need to be myself again. And that's what we're doing. We're going back to being ourselves. Now, everything you release along the way that is physical has an emotion attached to it. Like I said, every single thing. So what I've experienced now, going so deep, is that things that happened or events that happened that had an emotion with it, that happened when I was way young, way from childhood, comes up, mirrors itself, slaps you in the face, and you don't even know where the heck that comes from. But the trick is this. This is not just an old emotion that just goes away and that that the trigger is just something that, oh, you triggered this for me. Thank you, honey. No. See, the mirror shouldn't even be there after this session. So you need to take care of the old emotion that comes up. And I'm sorry if this is cryptic to you. I'll explain it a little bit simpler. But I'm just going to, if the mirror itself needs also to be taken care of, because you don't even need that. And that's a new thing that I'm seeing. A lot of the time, we carry with us the triggers just for them to remind us. Say, for example, you have been treated in a certain way when you were a child. You meet someone when you're an adult that treats you similarly or have some of the same traits, you invite them with you. Because this is what you're used to. And when these things are released from the old, you'll realize we don't even need that trigger anymore. So you can clear that out as well. It could be from your work. Maybe you've always been told something that you weren't good enough at, blah, blah, blah. And you let people treat you in a certain way. Maybe you were bullied all the way back in high school or in kindergarten, for that sake. You bring it with you, and then you bring it with you, and then you bring it with you all into, adult work until you realize, I don't need that. Then you change your work. Or you change your own attitude at work, and people don't bully you anymore. And that's what a mindset coach will tell you and teach you. And that's what I work with. I mean, look at it. Everything comes from an emotional. And I see the connection with every gland in every body. It always goes together. Your physical symptoms goes together with what you've been experiencing, what you believe in, what you're thinking. So when you change your diet for the better, when you start juicing in the morning, if you start with just that, you'll start releasing some of that old crap. And guess what? You'll start healing. Not only the physical, but the emotional. The trick is to be able to know the how, the when, the why, and to have someone that has walked through it and to have the guidance. And that's what I can offer. That's the difference. That's the thing. I make processes for everything. I'm a busy bee. I'm a worker. I work. That's what I do all the time. I work. I love to create. I thrive when I create. So that was my update on my juice fast. People ask me how long I'm going to be going. People ask me what I'm drinking. I'm still drinking the 16 ounces celery juice. Still out on that one. I'm not really sure what that is and what it isn't. I do feel it's an herb though. I know it's not slowing me down. I can tell you that much. I do drink the 62 ounce of orange juice every day. I do, or rather it's clementine, but it could be orange juice any day if I can't get the clementines, because I stick with the organics, baby. And apples. I do 132 of apples. Now, if you can't get organic, you can't get organic. Should you just be juicing still? Heck yeah. Wash, peel, do your best. Always wash in apple cider vinegar, baking soda, and lemon. Let them sit at least for a couple of hours. And the apples. Apples that are waxed and all that crap, you don't want to touch them. But if you can find inorganic apples and they look pretty good, peel them and then juice them. The apples are amazing for your liver, amazing for your kidneys, amazing for your intestinal tract, The citrus is just a lymph puller out of this world. The celery I am doing because of its ability and properties to kill off viruses and fire up the digestive juices. So this is why I chose those juices in particularly. And yes, I have been staying at those same juices for almost 2 months. Do I feel I have less energy? Not at all. Have I lost weight? This is a big question. Yes, I have. Right now, I am probably as skinny as I have ever been. That's a fact. Does it affect me? Not really, because I know why, right? My body is really digging for something here. And of course, I'm not putting in the same amount of calories that I usually do. But I tried drinking more juices. Personally, this is the amount that I ended up in. I started with a whole extra 32 ounce, and I did that for the first 2 weeks, I think, and I just realized I couldn't get it down. So I just had to stop. So I think those are all your questions. How long am I gonna go? I've said I have no idea. I might end it now at 60 days, might go for 70 days. I don't know. My body will let me know. Right now, I am releasing sulfur between you and me. It's part of what's going on, and you don't want to stop in the middle of a good release. That's another tip from me when it comes to juicing, or any type of fasting, or any type of digging deeper regime that you're doing. Okay, so what does that mean? Really quick, what does that mean? If you're coming from a sad diet and you up it to a vegan diet, you will start releasing shit. Why? Because you're doing better. And the body has energy to start cleansing. Now, if you're doing a vegan diet and you go to raw, you will start releasing something because you're doing better. When you're raw and you're dropping all the fats, you will start releasing something. Why? Because your body has larger ability to detoxify, because the fat's holding you back. Now, when you go to a fruit-only diet, you'll start releasing even more because you're eating high water-rich electrical fruits, which is so easy to digest. The body doesn't have to spend much energy doing that at all. And you're getting the extra energy for the body to detoxify and go even deeper. Now, to go from there, you step it up to juice fasting, you step it up to water fasting, you step it up to even dry fasting, which are completely separate topics. I have a special dry fasting challenge that you can go on. I have, tools and articles on all of this. But just to say that whenever you go deeper, whenever you then hit a layer, let's put it that way, of deep cleansing, this is when you don't want to stop until you surf through those symptoms. If it's not too much to handle, and I couldn't say what's too much to handle for you. I couldn't guide you on a Facebook Live or YouTube video. I couldn't guide you in a Facebook post. I would need to talk to you one-on-one because we're so different. And it's not that you need per se a different way of doing it than other people. That's not what we're talking about here. You have different weaknesses. You have different, eliminative organs. So I give one advice to one person and it's fine. I give the same advice to another person without knowing the history of that person. They could get into trouble. Why? Because they could release too many toxins. And there were so many reasons. So, but if you're doing this and we're not doing it together, just remember, when you're seeing something being released, you don't want to stop it. You don't want to suppress it. That's when you want to try to walk through it. But be safe and reach out. If anything feels uncomfortable to you, reach out to someone that is educated to be able to guide you. So what could this mean? It could mean that your snot is running, and you have all these releases of mucus, and then people come, I have so much mucus coming out, and I don't know what to do. What should I do with it? You shouldn't do anything with it. Let it come. Of course, you can help yourself with a neti pot, or help with, but we're so used to suppressing. We're so used to taking care of stuff. We're so used to what should I do with this? Even me now, skinny. There's a book called Skinny Bitch. Skinny, you know, thin, very thin. What should I do about it? People freak out. What should I do about it? There's nothing to do about it. This is the body doing its job. I trust it. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll keep you updated with everything that I'm doing because I'm doing so much fun. And like I said, this week is about my new webinar called How to Detoxify the Right Way. And I made a completely new course, coaching course, which will be out at about the same time. And we're crossing over to March soon, where the whole new bundle of information will go out on the membership site. And if you haven't seen the poster that I'm posting on my Facebook, you should go look at it, because we're talking March being the big cleansing month that we will do together. We will go after it. Kidney filtration. We'll go after the liver. We will dry fasting. We'll do all of it and get you ready for spring. Okay, that was the commercial at the end as well. I'm Hilde Larsen. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye.